So you're sitting there in your fantasy leagues, or you're sitting there as a football fan, and you hear ankle sprain, and that was the case for me. The Vikings game was not on here in New England, but Adrian Peterson got a touchdown. I was like, I'm on my way to our usual 18 or 20 fantasy points from Peterson, but then I hear out of the game with an ankle sprain. Then I hear high ankle sprain. You hear that word high, and you feel like you want to get high, Jeff, when your guy goes down like that.
Yeah, it's a big difference here between the two ankle sprains. You know, at first it sounded like this was going to be really similar to last season. You know, Peterson rushed for 36 yards and a touchdown in Week 11 of last year, went down with a right ankle sprain, but came back the next week. This year he was off to a decent day, 26 yards and a touchdown before a left ankle sprain took him out of the game. But an MRI performed Monday revealed it was a grade 1 high ankle sprain, meaning it's a different than your garden variety ankle sprain. And I say garden variety ankle sprain because that's what people when they hear ankle sprain, they think of a lateral ankle sprain, and that's lower on the ankle. It's near that big bump on your ankle. It's called the malleolus. There's 3 ligaments there that form a triangle, and those three ligaments are the ones that are most commonly sprained in your lateral ankle sprains. But a high ankle sprain is in a different location entirely. It's in a different joint. It's in the distal tibiofibular joint, and it really is the main support for the ankle. It forms the ankle mortise, which is the joint itself. And so when you get a sprain there, you're talking about a major instability, possible widening of that joint. Yes, Peterson's is a grade 1, which means it's the less severe, but this is a very, very tricky injury, and it takes a little bit longer than a regular ankle sprain to heal.
Well, we look at Felix Jones and his situation. He's been out for a long time with a high ankle sprain, but let's be honest, part of that is don't call me DeMeco Ryans, but call me DeMarco Murray. I mean, you know, the Cowboys haven't been anxious to get Felix back with the running back production they've been getting.
Well, yeah, you know, Jones missed 4 games really with this injury. I think his was a little bit more severe than Peterson. I don't think we're anywhere near 4 weeks yet, but Peterson was still walking in the boot, and they don't have, you know, the benefit of a guy like DeMarco Murray who can step in. Yes, I still think Toby Gerhardt's an admirable pickup if you got him. He's going to perform well, but the drop-off between Peterson and Gerhardt is much bigger than the drop-off between Jones and Murray, and we're finding out that Murray is actually the superior back, and he's retained the starting job even though Felix came back this past week against Washington.
One thing we know about Peterson, though, is he's a tough guy. I mean, if it is a grade 1, as you said, is this something that because it's a high ankle sprain, he probably doesn't play, and they're cautious, especially considering the way their season's going, or does he wrap it as usual and get out there?
You know, there's still a slim possibility he plays this week. They're going to see how it feels on Friday, and if you can get out there and get some reps. I don't run the risk if I'm the Vikings. You're really just trying to focus on building your team, getting your young talent in there. You're not going to make the playoffs given their division and how well the other 3 teams are playing. So I really think with Peterson, it'd be in the best decision of the Vikings to play it safe here. I know fantasy owners don't want to hear that about their top draft pick, but you've got to look elsewhere.